This is not how I envisioned this episode to be. Number look fake, like next minute. So before police officer just came to meet us, and this person has basically been turning me down for
Don't be free now.
Hey guys, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Bread and Wine with Omotola Jacob, and it's your girl Omotola Jacob here again. Hi. I don't know why I'm laughing because I'm happy, like I'm excited for this one. This episode is going to be banger. And if this is your first time of joining us, welcome officially to Bread and Wine. Bread and Wine is all about Jesus, God, us, and love. Before Jesus died, he had one last meal with his disciples. He gave them the bread, the unleavened bread. He gave them to eat, and he said, "Take this, eat. This is my body. Eat this. Take this and eat." Yes. He said, "This is my body that was broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me." He gave them the wine, not the alcoholic wine, the fruit of divine wine.
Yeah.
And he said, "Take, drink. This is my blood that was shed for you. Do this in remembrance of me." So basically, bread and wine is everything that is in remembrance of Jesus. And if you just want one light on what bread and wine is about, you can scroll down to the first episode. I gave a more detailed explanation on that. And if this is your second time, your third time, your fourth time, whatever time you are joining us, thank you so much. I know I will roll now. Alpha. With me here is an amazing friend. This guy, see guys. Do you know that those kind of people that they say they're coming now and they will not come now? That's a category. This person, basically, the first that I told him about brother, I was like, okay, sure, you can do it. Days turn to weeks turn to, okay, not months. But it turns to some weeks, and I'm like, no, I said days turn to weeks, just weeks.
Weeks. How many weeks?
Weeks, more than 1 week. More than 1 week is more. Even than 1 week now.
Okay.
But weeks.
Okay.
Even in weeks, and
Okay.
before he came. But thank God he's here, and his name is Victor. Victor Oyex. E.
Victor. Yeah,
Victor E. Okay, Victor E. Oyex.
No, Victor E. Oyex.
Okay, Victor E. Oyex.
Victor E. Oyex. Victor E. Oyex.
See, guys, what's the difference between what I said?
Yeah, Victor E.
E now.
E.
Okay, E. Okay, Victor E. Oyex is
So
here.
please, no, let me introduce myself.
Okay, sorry, sir. Oh yeah, so please.
Alright, so my name is Victor Elijah Oyekomi. Yeah, the short form is Victor E. Oyex. It's not Victor E. It's not called Victor E. Okay, Victor E. Oyex. I just say Oyex.
Okay, I'm confused already, but please, you guys should comment below because I don't. You basically said the same thing. E for egg.
No, it didn't. The E. It's E, not E.
Okay, Victor E.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your back class. This is bread and wine, guys. I hope you're not stubborn because there are some people that once you hear this name, Victor, David, Daniel, these are the names of stubborn people. So I don't know if you are a part of the category. So you can know it because you're already saying you want to introduce yourself already by yourself now. So are you basically just a cool person, a cool Victor, or your own version of Victor is the stubborn usual Victor that because all the Victors I've known, they've always been stubborn.
Okay. So my own Victor is the unusual Victor, the cool Victor.
No. Because this same thing, when we equate it with Christianity, right? We see Christians saying, "I serve God, I do this, I am a believer, I go to church, I'm a chorister." They have all the qualities, right? But these same people, after lifting up holy hands on Sunday, they are out there insulting, fighting, gossiping, and you see they're a cool Christian, like I'm a child of God, I hear from God. So do you think it's really rational for us to bring it? Like, what do you think about it? Like, some people say we have grace, right? This is grace. God's grace covers it all. But do you think the grace of God is in sync with his laws, or do you think the grace and the law of God is two separate things entirely?
Well, God's grace and his law, well, to me, they are two different things.
Okay.
Right? So when you say the law is a different thing and the grace is a different thing. So okay, in the beginning, during the days of Adam, Eve, Moses, Abraham,
Elijah, like
Elijah, and the
you.
likes, they operated based on the law.
Mm,
God's law. You don't do this. If you do this, this is what happens to
you
you.
die.
And really, God followed up his instructions, like his laws, to the letters. Okay, if you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. If this is what's going to happen to you. So
Mm,
they really operated based on the law of
mm.
God. Understand? And you don't even want to mess around
Like
the
the
law.
ground will just open and yeah, inside the floor. Like in 1 minute.
You get now. So then the fear of God was to the maximum.
Mm,
When they hear the prophet of God is coming, they want to shiver, they want to hear what is God saying, and the likes.
mm.
But then in the era of grace, which we are in, you see some Christians behaving, just anyhow, because they feel we are in the era of grace. In fact, you even hear of some churches because because we now operate on
Grace.
in the era of grace.
Yeah.
They tend to just do anything anyhow. Pastors lie on the altar, people come stage miracles because they feel they are in the era of grace, but it's not meant to be. Actually, if all of these were actually being done during those times, really, I don't even think many will still remain on this earth.
No, because yeah, how many like in Nigeria basically here in Lagos, I think we'll not be up to like millions in Lagos because
So
yeah.
so the era of God's grace is different from the law,
Okay.
and which the connection point is actually where Jesus Christ actually came, and why that's when he actually brought grace, and then some things were actually being overlooked because Jesus Christ is there to intercede for us.
So do you think it's really like it's fair? How would I put it? Like it's on a good side. Like is grace doing lots of good? Because if this grace is here and a lot of Christians have, I won't quote and unquote permission. They have the permission to do some things, and they can just come and say, "Oh, God forgive me," or they just be like, "Oh God has forgiven me," or something like that. So it's like a permission, right, to do some things. Now the grace was not meant for that, but we humans have kind of quoted it to that. So you are giving people like the liberty. Yeah.
After that, the early chapters, one of the early chapters of Romans spoke about this, and where he spoke about God's grace versus the law. And then mentioned that, okay, do we now, because we have grace,
And sin
then we should
abound.
continue to sin?
God
No,
forbid. Yeah.
no, we shouldn't. And this is because, as Christians, if we call ourselves Christians, it means we have died with Christ and we have risen up with him. So
Exactly.
definitely some things that we do, we don't do them anymore. We don't just want to do them because they are not part of us. There are actually some things that if you hear that, okay, this person did this thing, you say, no, he can't, or no, she can't.
Hmm.
You get, and if you hear that, okay, this person did this thing, you say, okay, maybe he did, right? Maybe she did. But then the era of grace has just given us this liberty to relate with God, not based on the fact that, okay, because there's grace now, we can now
Can
sin
sin.
or something.
Yeah.
No, it just makes us have this close relationship. Like,
A
okay, since
closer relationship with
exactly
him.
since we have a direct relationship with God,
Yeah.
then we can approach him as our Father, and then
Yes.
we are sure that whenever we commit any sin unknowingly,
Yeah.
not deliberately, right, but then unknowingly, we can actually approach him and say, okay, Father, please, I'm sorry for this I did. Okay, as humans, we can fall into temptation because of one thing or the other, but then we have this liberty, this opportunity to go before our Father and ask for forgiveness, and he's definitely sure. So that's where grace actually comes in, and then just covers up some things. During the days of Elijah and the likes, if you do this thing, you die straight up, right? But then the era of grace has just extended God's mercy and just covered up some things
But
for us.
like one of my favorite parts in the Old Testament was during Elijah's time, and they called on Elijah and they're like, "We are looking for the prophet," and Elijah was like anytime I remember imagine that scene, it's mind blowing. Not like if I be the prophet of God, it's fire for like that scene like gives me goosebumps every time. Like basically, okay, someone just come and meet me like, see, do this, and like no, if I be a daughter of God. I won't say fire. I won't say fire. But I will say something like let's rain just fall. Let your phone just fall or something.
But wait, in the real sense, we can actually still do those things. Though. There are some things that, as a child of God, you don't just allow everything. You don't just allow anything to come through you. You don't just allow everything to come through you. The Bible says that you shall decree a thing and it shall be established. So whatever you want, you can still decree it as long as what? As long as you have faith. As long as you believe that, okay, yes, when I say this thing can happen.
So in the aspect of the laws,
Okay.
so where did the law stand in when grace now is like is the order of the day for Christian New Testament Christian? Where is the law standing here? Because I even hear people say they operate even with the New Testament. They operate under the New Testament, and I believe that the Bible is complete. Because if God didn't want us to, if God knew that the Old Testament was not important, he could not have had like
Yeah.
get. So some people will be like. So I believe that there are laws in the New Testament also. So where do the laws stand now that grace has given us a closer access to God?
Okay, so now there's this popular saying that says, where there's no law, there's no sin. So that actually means where there's law, there's sin. Understand? So if the law was not there, we probably wouldn't have known that, okay, you should not kill. Because it's in the law that the Bible says you love the Lord your God. Do not worship any other God. Do not kill. Do not steal. And all of those. And we actually still have those laws, But there's a place in the Bible where Jesus Christ mentioned, okay, where one of the okay, where Jesus Christ mentioned that, okay, the first and the greatest commandment is to do what? Is to love the Lord your God. He's actually quoting from those commandments,
Yes.
right? But then, if those commandments are not there, we wouldn't have actually understand. Okay, this thing is not right. This thing is right. Okay, so the place of law is actually still very, very important for us, for we Christians, because we know, okay, this thing is not right. This thing is right. This thing is not meant to be done. This is meant to be done. Where the place of grace just coming is that, okay, maybe there won't be instant judgment as to all of those things. You get, and then God just wants to extend His mercy and His grace. That, okay, this person, I understand that this person is a weak person, is human, understand. So I want to give this liberty. I want to give this opportunity for him to come back to the realization of the fact that, okay, this thing I has done or she has done is wrong. So that's where grace comes in actually. But then the place of the law is actually still very, very valid. That's very, very important.
Like, guys, I have a real quick one. This something happened to me I think last month or per month. I was going to work one morning, and in Lagos they just made a new law that you can't cross the express anyhow anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of heard about it, but I was not like, I didn't really. So I see people cross, so I felt like it was not really like valid. So guys, like basically, me and a man, we crossed together. The next the next minute, so police officer just came to meet us, and the man was like, I got I'm like, something to work. I'm like, okay. So I said confident because I knew that I've not done anything bad. Like, I was confident. Like you're going to be arrested now. Like said the man was like, okay. I was crossing, and I was not meant to cross. I was like, why? I was like, I don't know. I was like, why did I not cross? I said I have phobia for white. He said that if the next minute they're taking me. So there are two instances, right? Because the other man that we crossed together, the other man was struggling with the police officer. He was arguing. They just bundled the man like this. So I just want to like a quick example of grace, that scenario so they just bundled the man inside the black hole. So why me? They said, do you know that you're just talking to me? Sorry, talking to me. They talked to me. Some of them insulted me. They did all kinds of things. They just had to sit down. They said I should sit down. I was like, sorry, I was standing. I said, so they even said I should sit down. I'm still standing. They said I should stand. They were just insulting, but I never argue. I just said, I'm sorry. Yeah. So when later I sat down, that's okay. I sat down again. So I was forming before. They insulted me, like family, like guys. They rained everything on me, but they didn't even take me inside the Black Maria. Before you know, they say, I should not do that again. I should go.
Yeah.
Like that scenario of grace just came to my head. That was even what prompted this topic, because I was like, I accepted the fact that I was faulty.
You were wrong.
So grace is that kind of thing. You're accepting, okay. Why the law you can be punished when you are not you're not acknowledging the fact that this is a law. So the way they bonded the man, like I felt sorry for him. Like they carried him like he stole something, and what did he do? It's not something so big.
even in the area of grace, right? If you do something and then you don't appear that that thing is wrong, you still be punished.
Mm.
Yes, you will not go unpunished.
No, I know, so now go
Yeah.
unpunished.
So
So
it just the area of grace, it just give us liberty to actually come to the realization of the fact that okay, we are wrong, and then Father, please have mercy and forgive me. And then God is actually, of course, very open to accept us as long as we have confessed our sins and then
yes, and we
gone
are
down way.
repenting,
Exactly.
because repenting is important. So people will confess and they will go and do it the next day. So
Yeah.
you are really repenting. That means you are saying you're not going to like do that again. So I think if you're not like, if there's anything you're getting out of bread and wine today, is the fact that Jesus dying on the cross is is a liberty for us not to sin, but to have a closer relationship with the one who has called us, which is the Father, right?
Yeah.
So the grace, the fact that there's grace, quote and unquote, is not an opportunity for us to be free to do some things,
Yeah.
because if some people even used to say, because this is actually another topic here on bread and wine, but there's just something to chip in, because you guys should anticipate. Some people even always chip in this thing and they'll be like, they'll do something they know, mostly Christians, right? They know that
This
this
is
is bad,
wrong.
but so that grace and now
Yeah.
they are enjoying the grace of God.
They don't understand the Bible. They
And
don't.
and if you read the laws very well, they will still be punished.
You know, if you actually love God, you would not do some things. If you love your, let's say you are married, if you love your partner, you would not want to do something because you know
Yeah,
that
your partner will
your
be hurt or
angry, or you
something.
have a father. If you love your father, your dad, you want to do some things.
Yes,
But you won't
exactly.
say if you say okay, because I know my father will forgive me, you now intentionally do some things. You know, you just communicate some things like okay, you don't respect your father, you don't regard your father
Yeah.
or something. So we actually just have to play some balance. Okay, it's fine that we commit mistakes, we have
Yes, yeah.
we make mistakes, but then we actually just have to understand that okay, this thing is wrong, and then we go to our father, say, Father, please have mercy and forgive me. Yeah, basically.
Well, that is a whole rema right here.
Have mercy,
Thank
have
you so
mercy.
much for being a part of this
All
episode.
right.
Yeah, if there's anything you're taking, as I said earlier, the grace is an opportunity for us to have a closer relationship with
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
and an opportunity for us to go closer to the one who has created us. And it is not a reason for us to commit those sins
Mm-hmm.
that we are kind of addicted to, or sins that we just feel like the grace of God. And life is not like that. God is not foolish. I would like to say God is not stupid. God is far wiser than us. So he sees you when you do those things, and He's the one that provided those grace. So you're just kind of communicating to God that you're not worth it in some aspect or in some things. Probably God wants to commission something to you. He wants to put something in you. He wants to bless you a certain kind of way, and you are all about just there. You just kind of communicating to him that what, and if you have sinned against him, and you know that deep inside your heart that like it was an honest mistake or something you are not, like, you didn't want to really do, so the grace of God applies here. Even if you know that it's a sin, as long as you are repenting of it, the grace of God is forever here with us. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing episode.
Wow.
And in case you have not subscribed,
Please subscribe.
so tell them. Don't subscribe, like and share.
Please subscribe.
Like and
Share.
share.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
think get
thank
us
you.
seeing the next episode. Peace. Shalom. Stay blessed. Bye.
Bye.